just want to give a couple pieces of advice, really observations of what I've seen after being in here for a few years, and take them or leave them. A question for the group: who has a Twitter account? How many people? Raise your hand. Okay, this is my advice. Delete your account and do it tonight. Second piece of advice is, to the extent you can, at Hampton at Liberty, develop hard skills. The skills that will make you stand out to both campaigns and official offices, congressional offices, are things like video editing. Can you handle an Excel spreadsheet and make a pivot table? Those skills will put you above people when you apply for a job, and they will allow you to do much better at the job once you're in. Third and final piece of advice is be flexible. So I would not have a specific goal and say only this goal will work. Have a broad goal and then just be open to getting there in whatever doors God opens for you.
I think that we always have our work cut out for us. And I think that I'll just focus in on one particular issue. We talk a lot about, these one-off incidents with tragic shootings like this, and we try to determine what happened in this case, tie it a lot to mental health, which is certainly part of the, problem with some of these shootings that we have around the country. But what we don't talk about is the communities where these kind of things happen all the time. And I think that that's truly what we need to look at with regards to gun violence in our country. And we need to attack all of it. And we don't talk about the fact how crime and gun violence is continuously happening through many communities in a systemic way. We frequently only focus on these mass shootings, and I think we need to think about all of it.
I worry when people look too much to government to solve these problems. I think they can have a role, but I think all of us know that giving respect to other people that we agree or disagree with, who look like us, don't look like us. I think the real change will happen person to person, neighborhood to neighborhood, coworker to coworker. I think we all have a responsibility to say, where have I been wrong in these areas? Where could I have been more respectful, more understanding? Can I look and try to put myself in someone else's shoes? I'll never know their experience, but can I at least be willing to examine that? So while I think that there are places that the government has to step in to take away barriers in the workplace and in education and those kinds of things, and they have a duty to enforce that, I think the big responsibility on all of us, my generation and yours as well, is it's got to be about individual relationships, and it's got to be about stepping up and stepping in where there are gaps and there are places to bridge the divide. It's on all of us.
Congress works on deadlines, and on things that don't have deadlines don't get done. Immigration. What's the deadline for solving immigration? There's not one. So it just doesn't get solved because it's hard. We as a culture are now saying us and them on just about every issue, and if you're one of them, I'm not going to talk to you. Problems don't get solved if we don't sit down and talk to each other. They just get harder. In ministry, again, when there are hard issues in the church, you got to sit down and actually talk to people and work it out. So when I interact with someone who disagrees with me, I see that person is created in the image of God. They have value and worth. I'm going to treat them different, even though we disagree, and clearly they're wrong and I'm right, clearly. But I'm going to speak to them in a level of respect as we try to be able to work it out, because I believe that person is created in the image of God. And so it just affects the way that you actually interact.